Here we are, the second episode of the Nisto Bros podcast. Here we are, live from quarantine. I'm actually in a different location. I'm at my friend Mark's house, the only other place I'm going during this quarantine time. So, that being said, I'm hashtag Nisto Eats, hashtag Foodie Fridays. Check me
Hashtag
out.
Nisto Drinks.
Nisto Drinks that way.
Hashtag Thirsty Thursdays.
Hashtag Thirsty Thursdays.
Yep.
We are on the TikTok and the Instagram.
At Dunkston_donuts. And then he
at Nisto Eats on TikTok. Instagram is different. It's at hashtag spelt out Nisto Eats. So check that out. Just to start us off, I had someone ask me a question. My boy Adam, shout out to Adam, who is a fan from out of state. We got out of state fans already. This is the second pod. We got fans in Delaware. Shout out to Adam. Adam in Delaware from Pennsylvania. My man's worldwide. He asked the question of where can I watch/listen to the pod? Great question. So last week we went a little overboard on the time, so we couldn't do what we originally set out to do, which was put it out on Instagram TV and as well as YouTube. Last week it was just on YouTube. So this week we're going to be a little more aware of the time. It's going to be a lot shorter, so I apologize for that. So we're going to aim for, like 45 minutes or so, give or take, because Instagram TV is 60-minute limit. So we're going to aim for around there. If we get into the juicy conversations, it happens, but we're going to aim for that. So really, to answer that question, it's going to be on both of our Instagrams, on Instagram TV. So it's vital that you do go follow hashtag at hashtag Nisto Eats, spelled out hashtag, and Dunkston_donuts on Instagram. So you can watch those, as well as my YouTube channel. I'll be posting them there as well, just to have another outlet, which is, you can just look up hashtag Nisto Eats, the actual hashtag Nisto Eats, or just my name, Michael Nistico, and you should find it.
I know it's a podcast, and so in the future, potentially we will start putting them on the podcasting apps like the iTunes one, Spotify, right. Stitcher, I know, is another one. Podbean. There's a lot of apps for podcasts, which is something that, we might work towards in the future. But for right now, like you said, just on IGTV and YouTube. So
yeah, and not only that. We touched on it. We kind of breezed past it at the end of last episode, and I don't blame you if you didn't make it to the end of last episode. But we touched on thoughts of going live, if we were doing it like an Instagram live or a Facebook live. Probably the Instagram outlet would probably be the one we would go for. So drop your comments. Let us know, either in the comments, message us on what you think of us going live. If you guys would fancy that at all. I watch too much English people. If you guys would like that, fancy means like. So that being said, before we jumped on, my brother and I were discussing some things to talk about. And like I said, in the first episode, we'll just kind of give you an idea of what we're really going to touch up on here. So Austin got some comments from a friend, which is great. He's going to touch up on that. We're going to go over our episodes, of course. We have our first ever. We're going to do our first ever Mount Rushmore of something. So stay tuned for that. We got one question. I got one question from one of my best friends, Mallory. So we're going to go over that juicy question. And then at the end, I'm going to share my screen. We're going to have something on there to build your own lineup, NHL style. So you'll see that picture at the end there. It's going to be a big chunk of next week's episode. So I'm going to put that screenshot up on there. We'll touch on it a little bit, but that's going to be the majority of next week. So when that screen record comes up, you can drop some comments on your lineups, maybe jot them down, bring them to next week, because that's when we'll be talking about that primarily.
Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much the agenda.
That's the agenda
for today's episode. So I hope you guys are looking forward to it. And yeah, I'm just gonna start off before I get into my episode. Like Mike said, I got a few little notes about the first episode and what my friend Kelly thought about it. So shout out to Kelly for watching the pod.
Thanks, Kelly.
All fans, also from Long Island. I wasn't sure if I should put her thing out there. Anyway, so she said the podcast was funny. She mentioned that multiple times and made her laugh. So if you guys have a water cup next to you, take a sip. Be careful.
Be careful.
You might spit it out.
That's our goal. Honestly.
Yeah.
We want you to spit take. And if you spit take, it's a mandatory comment. You have to comment and be like, at this time, I spit take.
Yeah. She commented on the mustache.
Oh, yeah.
It's still can't really see it, but
no, you can't.
It is over a month of growth so far. But it's just, hey, you got blonde hair, got bad facial hair genes. It's a lose combo.
It really is. And I'm patchy for days. Patches O'Houlihan, as I referred to myself last week.
Yeah, I'm cleaning everything else up, but I'm keeping the stash, and we're gonna rock out until I can't take it anymore. And then, so this kind of goes into the Nisto Drinks episode. She said that she personally likes to drink milk just by itself, which, I do occasionally, but again, it's not something that I like to do. Mike doesn't like milk. So when I said pea milk last week, she said, gross. She's going to throw up because it's so gross.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So now I really want to get my hands on some pea milk for a future #Nisto Drinks episode, #Thirsty Thursday. Get some, I'm doing the milk alternative tournament competition type thing. And I think pea milk would be something great to throw in there and see what it's like. I mean, I don't even know. Is it green? I don't know.
That's a good question, actually. Is it green?
Yeah. So
someone let us know in the comments. It's pea milk green.
Yeah. And yeah, so that was pretty much it. I encourage you all to give us any feedback you have.
Definitely.
Get a shout out on the show.
For sure.
Yeah. So like I said, I continued the Milk Alternatives tournament on #Thirsty Thursday this week on TikTok and Instagram. And we tried unsweetened cashew milk. Cashew sounds like a sneeze, right?
Bless you.
Cashew. Bless you. But I really enjoyed the cashew milk, especially compared to the soy milk that I had the week previous. I mentioned that personally the cashew taste is just, it was more it was better than the soy taste, and it wasn't as overpowering. So it was kind of like a similar, creamy milk taste that you get.
Give it a higher score, I believe, too, right?
Yeah, it was a higher score. It got a 7.1. It clips the 7,
Nice.
Which is always a big thing for our reviews. It's is it gonna get over the 7? And all the other miles is gonna get over 6. But yeah, I personally, it was very subtle at the end, the little cashew hint, and I'm excited to try more. I think next week. I'm planning on doing almond milk, which is another classic one. Almond milk is one of the bigger alternatives that is out there. But then, like I said, maybe we'll get more obscure. Coconut milk is something. Pea milk. Oat milk.
Are all these gonna be unsweetened? Because the last two have been unsweetened.
Yeah, that's a good question. I'm gonna try to get my hands on unsweetened for all of them, but
Okay.
I the idea was to have it as a level playing field, but yeah, if I can't get an unsweetened, I'll just go for whatever they do have. If it be sweetened, it might be vanilla, which would kind of throw things off, but it's
gotta work with what you got.
Got to work with what I got, and it also give kind of another perspective on the milk. The vanilla hint to it could add or subtract from what I think about it. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with the milk alternatives. And like I said, I think I mentioned this last episode too. I have a lot of other drinks that I'm planning on going out and getting at some point, whether it be on Amazon, so I don't have to leave the house and touch people and things. Well, never. It sounded a little weird. Sounded a little
bit weird. Why are you touching people?
I'm not gonna interact.
The better word, yeah.
Yeah, no milk touching at all. Touch milk people, not gonna happen.
A little questionable.
Yeah. And then and so I was actually thinking about this in terms of the milk alternatives: cashew milk, almond milk. What are your favorite nuts? I also have an assorted nut mix that I've been snacking on. So that's
so then you really got a good idea of what your Mount Rushmore of nuts would be.
Yeah. So like Mike said, I think we're going to transition now to talk about the Mount Rushmore of nuts. I think this is going to be something we do,
periodically.
Occasionally. What'd you say?
Periodically.
Yeah, periodically, that's a good word. On different things that we think of that, people want to know what the Nisto Bros think.
Of course. And
rank of these different nuts. So right off the bat, I'm going to say cashews, sticking with the Nisto drinks. Mm-hmm. They have to be on my Mount Rushmore.
That's fair.
Cashews definitely have to be there.
I am so basic. The first one I thought of was peanuts, of course. Okay. Whether you buy them at a baseball game, you got the shells.
Five Guys.
Or Five Guys or Texas Roadhouse. Love me some Texas Roadhouse.
Yes.
Or if you just get the in the jar, I don't remember the brand. Sorry.
Planters.
Maybe the little peanut guy, yellow peanut guy on it. Planters. Yeah. I like those a lot, but like salted. I like those. Peanuts on my Mount Rushmore.
Okay. I was kind of up in the air if I wanted to throw peanuts on there. I know they're the classic.
Yeah.
I feel like they're the classic nut. But I personally I don't think I'm gonna have peanuts on my Mount Rushmore. The next one I'm gonna go is pecans.
Okay. All right.
Pecans are definitely on mine. I've kind of recently come around to really enjoy them and recognize them. Another thing, versatile. We got pecan pie.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's really good with like pies.
Motorcycle driving by. Sorry if you heard that.
There was a plane earlier too over here.
We're
on the set, guys.
Yeah, so pecans. Yeah, they're just one of my favorite. I just love the taste of a good pecan or pecan.
Pecan. I am surprised you haven't mentioned my next pick onto my Mount Rushmore of nuts, and that's pistachios.
Pistachios.
I know you really fancy pistachios. I was a late bloomer to the pistachio clique, and I know you were too.
Yes.
I was always like, maybe not. Like, they're just, I don't know. There was something about them. I was just like hesitant to go for. And then I tried them, and I think you had a similar story. And it's like, wow, these are good. So
yeah, this is
just my number 2.
This is a whole. I'm gonna be honest right now. forgot about pistachios for a second.
Oh, wow.
I haven't had pistachios in a really long time. They're not included in my nut mix. They were not fresh
Okay.
on the dome.
Okay. That's fair.
That being said,
do they make it to the Mount Rushmore?
they have to be on the Mount Rushmore.
They have to be.
For the story alone that our father never ever fails to share. Whenever there's something going on, it's like, oh, you gotta try it. It's always like, well, don't you remember the time when?
Of course.
Don't you remember when you came over and I said, oh, you want some pistachios? I was like, I said, I don't like pistachios. He's like, oh, you didn't even try them. And I was like, okay, fine, I'll try them. And then, and then you didn't finish. You finished the entire bag.
Classic. Quick shout out. It's our father's birthday too. So
yeah.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Dad.
God, that's funny. Classic.
Yeah. Story. So yeah, pistachios got to be on mine also.
Pistachio. Gotta be. What did I do? 2?
You've done 2.
I've done 2. My third, I would say, is almonds. Almonds, depends on who you are.
Yeah.
But there's only really one right way to say it, and it's almonds.
Yeah.
I like almonds. I don't really know where to go from there. I mean, there's almonds. I like them.
So pistachios kind of threw a wrench into everything. I forgot how much I enjoyed those great pistachio nuts. But so I was pretty set on almonds, walnuts being 3, 4. So now I'm gonna have to decide right now.
Ooh,
and I think I'm giving the edge to almonds. I'm definitely giving the edge to almonds.
I would too. I mean, I know they were in there.
You go to a gas station. You got wasabi and soy sauce almonds. You got smokehouse almonds.
Kinds.
You got salt and vinegar almonds. And then you go to the refrigerator and there's almond milk. You got walnut milk? You don't.
No.
So
almonds have range.
Yes.
Have range.
Almonds definitely have the range. Walnuts, honorable mention.
Honorable mention those walnuts. My third nut or fourth nut of choice.
This is the last phase. This is Abe Lincoln.
This is the last one. Arguably the best. When you say Abe. I'm going to get some heat for this one. I might even get some heat from you. Donuts.
Oh.
That's donuts. Gotta be up there for my Mount Rushmore of nuts.
Yeah.
Donuts.
Okay. Sure.
I'm sticking with it.
You know what? I respect it. I respect the pun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Donuts. Yeah. You got anything more to say about your donuts?
What's up to say? They got range too. There's pretty much just donuts, but there's different kinds. There's like 50 million kinds of donuts.
Yeah, for sure.
And not only that, there was a Nisto Eats episode that my brother was featured on where it was like a burger with donuts as the buns. Yes. I had to wear gloves for it.
Yes.
I wore gloves for it. So donuts.
Yeah. I also had the donut grilled cheese.
Yes.
Yes.
Right. Yeah, good place. Can't remember the name off the top of my head. Oh, it was Prohibition Kitchen. Prohibition Kitchen in Port Jefferson.
Yeah, shout out to them.
Shout out to those guys. Good.
Also,
check out that episode.
Remember that we couldn't remember like what it was called. We were like trying to remember the name. It was like, it starts with a P.
Yeah. And then we're like, it was a time. Yeah, it took us a long time. I'm glad I was like that. I was like, Prohibition.
Yeah.
Probably because of that time where we were like, Cold War kitchen.
Yeah.
What is it? Great Depression kitchen. We knew it was some kind of time in history.
Yeah. So to recap, my official Mount Rushmore of nuts is cashews, pecans, pistachios, and almonds. And I am very, very happy with that and would love a bowl of all of those in front of me right now.
Yeah, same for yours, same for mine, which was peanuts, pistachios, almonds, and good old donuts.
Good
Good
donuts.
old donuts.
Nuts and bolts.
Nuts and bolts. So we referred to an episode on hashtag Nisto Eats of Prohibition Kitchen. So good segue for me to talk about my episode this week, which I got a barbecue meatball sub with bacon from Quick Check. So those that don't know what Quick Check is, I mentioned it in the episode. Quick Check is like the Long Island version of Wawa. If you don't know what Wawa is, I'm sorry, because you should. You should know what Wawa is. You should go to a Wawa anytime you're not in New York, because Wawa's great.
Yeah.
Hot sandwich. It's a gas station with hot food and convenient food like a 7-Eleven. It's great. Just do it. You see a Wawa, just go. You won't regret it. So Quick Check is our version of Wawa. So I have one down the road from me. It was nice out yesterday, a little windy. I walked down there and got the sandwich. They have a little kiosk. I'm like, bip, 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 bam, did that. And it was pretty good. I made the substitute for the mozzarella cheese. It had cheddar on there. No hate to cheddar. Cheddar's good.
Yeah, no.
But I saw the option for mozzarella, and I'm like, I mean, why not? Why not do it? So I did that. The onion surprised me. Didn't know there were onions on it. I believe I gave it a 7.4.
Yeah.
In the episode, 7.4, which is good. I mean, don't get me wrong, it was good.
7.4 is great.
7.4 is great. But I think without the onions, it would have been better. I think it probably would have gotten a couple points higher, like 7.6, without the onions. I mean, I like onions. I mean, it's just it seemed out of place for that kind of sandwich.
Were they raw? They kind of looked raw in the. Or were they...
Yeah, they were like like the regular red onions. I don't know why they call them red because they're purple.
Yeah, they are.
So it was those kind of onions, but they were like I'm not really sure. They weren't cold, but they could have just been warmed up because the sandwich was a hot sandwich.
Right.
So, but it wasn't horrible. I like them.
Yeah.
I liked it. I would definitely get that sandwich again, maybe without the onions next time.
Yep. The other thing that I was thinking was that I feel like meatballs and barbecue are like something that I don't really see. I associate that with obviously red sauce, spaghetti meatballs, or Swedish meatballs sauce. With gravy.
Yeah.
Those are great.
Yeah, I was actually surprised by it too. One of the options on the kiosk was meatball subs. So I just clicked that, and then I saw barbecue meatball, and I as well was pretty intrigued by that because I do fancy barbecue sauce and barbecue things. So I was like, barbecue meatball sounds pretty cool. Let's give that a whirl. So I was pleasantly I wouldn't say surprised because I had high expectations for it. So I was very pleased with it. Barbecue meatball sub, which kind of brings me back to when you and I made spaghetti and meatballs that one time. Oh man, we were living life on the edge there.
We were chefing it up for sure.
Oh, we were chefing it up. Emerald would be proud. We were making meatballs. More like let's do something a little different. We were putting all kinds of things in the spaghetti too.
Yeah.
We found some A1 sauce and put it in with the meatballs. Mwah, mwah. It was great. They were honestly I'm not gonna toot our own horn here, but they're probably some of the best meatballs I've ever had.
Yeah. Still
to this day.
Very, very good.
Very good. Pleasantly surprised. So if you have meatballs, they were the Target bag of meatballs. I'll say it. It was the frozen. Yeah. It was a frozen bag. No more homemade. No, frozen bag from Target. If you got A1 sauce and you got those bad boys, a little drip.
Yeah.
A little bit that meme or that GIF. You said GIF or GIF?
I'm not on either side.
Interesting.
Sometimes one comes out, sometimes the other comes out. I really can't. I used to be hardcore for GIF, but I think so many people started telling me I was wrong, which there's conflicting stories.
It's conflicting stories. We have to take a deep dive on that sometime.
Yeah, for sure. But that's like a whole episode onto itself.
Talking about literally just talk about GIF or GIF. I'm gonna say I say GIF because it's a G. Apparently, the maker or whoever originated the GIFs pronounces it GIFs.
Yeah.
But Jif is also a peanut butter, and they spell it with a J.
Yes.
And 2 Fs. So I don't think minus an F plus a G
minus a J.
minus the J would equal Jif.
Yeah. Well,
I confused myself. Believe it or not, I did like math in school, but I just messed myself up really bad. So GIF, not GIF.
Throwing letters into the equation gets a little.
It's a little crazy, algebra. But yeah, that's a deep dive. That's a whole nother thing. Let us know what you think in the comments too, just for kicks and gigs. GIF or GIF.
Yeah.
There's only one right answer. That being said, I was asked a question mentioned, and this is going to be a big chunk of the remainder of the episode here. I was asked a question from my best friend Mallory, one of my best friends, Mallory, and the question was: if you, as Nisto Bros, that's us,
yes,
Nisto Bros, if you as Nisto Bros could make a worldwide law, what would it be? For the record, I'm looking at an iPad that has a few little note skis. I'm cheating.
Yeah.
Fire me, sue me. But
no,
look at the question.
That's
the question. If you as Nisto Bros can make a worldwide law, what would it be? Drop my cap.
Yeah. Before we take our deep dive into this, I would like to again encourage everyone, drop some questions. Let us know what you want the Nisto Bros to discuss. I mean, right now we are tackling we're tackling a worldwide law that every single person in existence
in the world, not just here in the States, not just here in New York or Long Island, even like the world.
Yeah.
So
those people in Iceland, they're going to be.
They
have
green,
to follow this law.
It's green there. Don't be mistaken, because Greenland is actually ice.
Exactly.
So
another fun fact. I asked my Google Home Mini yesterday to tell me something I didn't know. Sorry, this is a tangent. But
that's interesting.
I asked them to tell me something I don't know. And they said, camels' humps don't store water. They store fat.
So they're
and they can use that fat if they don't have food. And then the hump, I looked it up more. Google didn't say all this. The hump kind of like tips over if they use that they replenish instead of food with that fat.
It's like ammunition.
And then once they eat more and get a good night's rest, the hump comes back up.
That's pretty interesting. That's intriguing. So I guess for myself, I have a camel hump. So I'm just prepared for when I don't eat. Okay,
yes.
That's what this is. Interesting. Worldwide law. I mean, easy answer. Worldwide law is like, I couldn't even say it with a straight face. Watch Nisto drinks and watch Nisto eat. If you don't, you're in jail. Like,
you're in jail.
I'm not going death penalty, but like, it's close.
Yeah,
it's close. Like
many years. It's a long sentence.
It's pretty much like life in the clink. If you're not watching Nisto drinks and Nisto eats on #Thirsty Thursdays and #Foodie Fridays, I think that's my law. I think that's the law. You should do that, and
yes,
it should be enforced in every jail in the world to watch it. And you know what? If you sit through a couple episodes, maybe you get those good boy and good girl points. You can maybe get out, but you better watch if you get out, because if you don't, you're going right back in the clink.
Exactly.
So that's
That's definitely the short answer.
that's the joke answer. I will try and think of a real answer.
Yeah, I was
That's
actually
the joke
kind of
answer.
I was thinking there's so many ways to go with this, right? There's so
100%.
many different avenues to go. Like one thing I was thinking right away was like you have to shower. Every
100%.
single person is a
100%.
law. There's
100%.
yeah.
Do it.
I don't
Literally.
know.
Oh God.
Like I was thinking about how like, that's a thing. People stink. so you gotta make sure you're all fresh and clean. That if anyone catches you
Yeah.
without that, get out of here.
You're in the clink.
Yeah.
Straight arrest. And
Yeah.
forced to shower in the clink.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't drop the soap. Yeah, I like it. I agree.
Yeah.
The mandatory every other day, which is lenient.
Yes.
Lenient every other day. You're doing it. If not, in the clink. And none of this like fugazi, just like I'm gonna run the water and play some games on my phone and not be in there.
Yeah.
Or just like run the water and stand there for a bit. Like you gotta actually like use like soap. Crazy, right? Crazy concept.
I think it was on Twitter or maybe TikTok. It was like when your parents would tell you to shower when you're like 10 and you don't want to. So you run the water and then sit in there for a while and then like you just wet your hair a little bit.
I'm not even going to lie. I'm guilty of that. I did that as a kid.
Yeah, I actually have not. I guess I wasn't smart enough. But yeah.
No, what I would do was the cat's out of the bag now. Sorry, Mom. I would, I'd have my clothes and I'd put like, if I had a phone at the time, I'd have my phone with me, or I'd put my Game Boy or something, my PSP or whatever my game of choice at the time was, in my clothes, walk in, put my clothes down, run the water obviously, and then just take the PSP out and just like sit on the toilet, or not like going, but just like
right
on the lid or on the floor, and then like you said, wet your hair, and then you're good.
And honestly, for 11, 12-year-old, power move.
Power move.
If you pull that off.
You guys heard it here, but you also didn't hear it here.
Yeah. Also, Nisto Bros worldwide law throwing you in jail.
Yeah, because you're gonna get caught.
For shower fraud.
For shower fraud. Yeah, that's deep. That's worse than just not doing it at all. Shower fraud is worse. You're doing hard time in the clink. Time in the clink. And
then we're gonna make sure you take your showers there.
Oh yeah. It sounds weird, but yeah, it's happening. Gosh, oh man, I like how this is such a serious question, and we have a joke answer. I think that's pretty vital to have a joke answer and now maybe a real answer. But yeah, like Austin was saying, encouraged to send these questions in so we can answer your questions. You get a shout out on the pod, of course, and we always encourage those questions. We will answer. I'm not going to say all, because someone's going to ask some fugazi, silly, ridiculous question that's inappropriate for the pod. But we will answer most questions, and all of the ones that we do choose to answer, which are all the ones that are appropriate, we will answer. Maybe not right away, depending on how many come in, but we will answer them for sure. Your questions will be answered. They will not go unnoticed. So,
and think about it this way: if we get some traction, we can start passing these worldwide laws.
100%.
And then you're getting a shout out on the show that's being broadcast to 7 billion people.
Oh yeah, we're going 7 bill. We're going 7 bill.
Yeah.
Maybe got a couple hundred views now, but that's going to multiply. People are quarantined. They got to do something with their time. Watch Nisto Bros. Watch the Nisto Bros podcast.
Yep.
You take a couple minutes out of your day, forget about the world, watch Nisto Drinks, watch Nisto Eats, and then watch the Nisto Bros pod. I mean, that sounds like a great time to me. I don't know.
Big time.
Good time. I haven't thought about the nonsense going on outside of these walls while we're talking here. Good stuff. let's get a serious answer now for this Mallory question.
Yeah.
If you as Nisto Bros could make a worldwide law, what would it be? It's, oh man, it's so tough. A worldwide law. Man, it's a real thinker.
It really is.
Mal always asks good questions. She's always got the best things to say. That's such a good question. I'm like really stumped on it.
Yeah.
For like a serious answer.
Yeah. I mean, this isn't really like a law per se, but like one thing, like for, you know, getting real, it's like world peace, you know? Something like that can just end all, you know, all the differences.
I agree. I think something like that, like a world peace or like a.
That's shout out Navi.
Shout out to Navi.
Yeah. Sorry if you guys heard that, but yeah. World peace.
World peace, yeah. Something like that, or world hunger. I don't know how that could really. I think okay. I kind of go into what I just thought of for the world peace and like the world hunger situation. I think I don't know how this would work per se, but I think it should be a mandatory thing for a certain level of income to make donations to some kind of nonprofit organization. You know, if you make X amount, I think it should be mandatory, because I feel like there's plenty of, you know, middle class, wealthy people that will sit on their money or whatever the case may be. And I'm not calling people out or anything.
Right.
You know, like I'm not trying to offend anybody. But I think me as someone who does donate, and considering myself at the maybe lower end of the middle class, and that's being nice. And I donate. I mean, I think donating to just something that you're passionate about, you know, no matter what it is, doesn't have to be like something you're not passionate about. You know, shout out to Navi.
Different dog.
Different dog. There's a neighbor dog. Shout out to neighbor dog.
Yeah.
Over there. But yeah, again, I think something you're passionate about, I think that should be something that you should donate to. You know, not like a huge chunk of money or anything, but you know, enough. Even if it's just like $20, you know, whatever. Just throw $20.
A little bit goes a long way.
Yeah, a little bit. Even if it's not money, even if it's like an actual like item. Because, for example, my mom and I, there's a pet shelter called Save a Pet out in, I believe it's in Port Jeff Station. They love when we just like bring in like dog food or cat food or towels, weed pads, like anything like that. So like certain things like that, excuse me, especially like them, since it's local, we can actually go there and see them.
Yeah.
Items are more important than money sometimes, and especially in that situation, I think.
Yeah.
So that would be mine. Worldwide law, mandatory donations to a nonprofit organization that you're passionate for.
Yeah. I co-sign that. I definitely co-sign that as the other Nisto bro to
cheers.
Sign the law.
Cheers, Nisto drinks.
Yes. Yeah, that what you were actually just saying was made me remind me of like a YouTube channel. I don't know if you've watched Mr. Beast. He has like 20 million subscribers. Like all of his,
kind of like me.
Yeah, very close. Very, very similar in number and scale.
Yeah, shout out to my 43 subscribers. But, let's make that grow, okay?
Yeah, big time.
Watch the pod.
Yeah, but he one of his big things is just like giving back, and like he makes videos all the time about like
excuse me,
donating to food banks and stuff like that, and that's like so awesome. I think that he uses his money and his audience to like generate to, you know, give back to the community, and that just made me think of that. And I think like you said, That'd be a wonderful law if it could actually, get done. Yeah.
Yeah. What would you say for, besides co-signing, what would you think for a more serious one?
Yeah. Something, again, along the lines of world peace, which I know like that can't realistically happen, but I know we're kind of living in like a fantasy world right here. I mean, everyone is always going to like find that they have differences with people. We're getting super deep and political on this episode, but yeah, like if there was any way, that all the differences between people, just, dissipate.
Would be nice.
Yeah, it really would be. And it would cause, I think, for, a better life for everyone in the end.
Agree.
Yeah. This is a really weird, like connecting thought, but I just watched the new Trolls movie last night. And no, hold on, listen here. The whole plot is that there's like different types of trolls that have they do different music. So there's like rock, there's classical, there's funk, there's pop. Anyway, so the rock one is the bad guy, and she is trying to take over all of the trolls and make them all be rock trolls. And so because she wants to unify them all.
Mm-hmm.
And so, but obviously, spoiler
alert. We're going to put on the spoiler cap.
Yeah.
We don't have a spoiler cap. But.
Happy ending. And they all unite under, being able to accept each other's different music,
Nice.
And that's kind of like the same message that I'm talking about here, trying to accept everyone for their differences. And I think that would, get rid of a lot of this, tension in the world.
Yeah, I like it. Right? Good idea. No, I like it. Good on the Trolls for doing such a positive message for kids, really. That's pretty awesome, actually.
Yeah.
That's really cool. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
I think it should be mandatory to once the social distance thing is up, you got to hug someone.
Big time.
Hug a stranger. Okay, that could be kind of weird. Don't just be like, hey, stranger, what's up, bag boy at King Cullen? What's up, bro? Like, yeah, maybe get permission. Just be like, huh? Like, you doing it? Like, quick one? Like, hug me, brother.
Quick one?
Quick one? Yeah. Just cool, be cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think you gotta spread that love.
Yeah.
Good question, Mal. Thank you again for that question. And again, definitely people keep those questions coming. Keep them coming. We're going to answer all of the appropriate questions and you get those shout outs. So definitely send those questions in. Send the comments, your feedback. We encourage it. We look forward to it.
Yeah.
That being said, again, to find us on the Instagram, Dunston_donuts. Same on the TikTok, hashtag Thirsty Thursdays. This guy, you go on Instagram, is hashtag spelled out, Nisto Eats. And on TikTok, it's at Nisto Eats. Hashtag Foodie Fridays, hashtag Nisto Eats. Hashtag Nisto Bros Podcast. We are living the dream here in quarantine. I'm glad we started.
Nice rhyme.
But did I rhyme?
Living the dream in quarantine.
Yeah, you're right. I like it. That's going on a t-shirt.
Yeah.
Someone
somewhere.
T-shirts. We need also this I just thought of. I think I said it. I think I mentioned it. Yeah, I did. I commented it on Dunston_donuts on TikTok.
Yeah.
We need some Nisto Eats merch. Or not Nisto Eats, I'm sorry, Nisto Bros merch.
Yes.
So that's gonna be something in the works.
Yeah.
That's something I'm passionate about. I had shirts. I want to get back on that train and get some Nisto Eats, Nisto Drinks, Nisto Bros, Nisto Podcast shirts, hats, koozies, dog sweaters,
underwear,
socks, toilet paper, Nisto Bros, the video game. Could you imagine? Like, forget Mario and Luigi. You got Nisto Drinks and Nisto Eats in a video game, just doing crazy stuff, just drinking all kinds of unsweetened milk, eating all kinds of barbecue flavored stuff. Oh, wow. That's a game I'm paying full price for. I'm pre-ordering it. I'm getting the super deluxe version of the Nisto Bros.
All the DLC. I'm getting all the DLC.
You got my season pass. I'm buying the season pass, all the DLC. Nisto Bros video game. Someone, please answer my prayers. Someone message us that I can make a Nisto Bros video game. How sweet would that be? I don't even know what the concept of it would be. Besides just drinking and eating a lot of foods and drinks, but who cares? Let's make it happen. Even if it's an iPhone game that's free with some little buy-in things, make it happen. Let's do something, some little RPG or something. Oh man, I'm going down a rabbit hole here.
That'd be
something. That would be something. It's like, oh man, that'd be something. I'm gonna think about that. That's a deep dive right there. Nisto Bros, the video game. I'm gonna be thinking about this for a long time. So Nisto Bros video game. Somebody help me. So help us make it happen. Nisto Bros video game. Oh my goodness. I got some friends actually that made a video game, an app on the phone. So I'm gonna have to reach out to you guys. If you're watching this, I'm reaching out to you. I'm reaching out. I want a little Macho Man Randy Savage on that one. Before I get more crazy, we're going to wrap this up. Good time to wrap it up. And like I alluded to in the beginning of the episode of the pod, I'm going to put something up on the screen. And this is going to be for next week. So I'll do a little share screen ski here. And I play Hearthstone. Judge me. If you see it, if you don't, then you don't. If you did, you did. If you didn't, well, spoiler alert, I play Hearthstone. Judge me. Add me on there. Get smacked up. Lord Awesome had number 1413 for anybody who plays as a cheat plug. Friend request there on the Hearthstone. Here is what we're going to be talking about next week. Shout out to NHL Brawls on Instagram. We got the build your lineup. So you got $15 to spend. You pick 3 forwards, which is labeled by the F here for anybody that doesn't really know and wants to participate, and 2 defensemen. They're Canadian because they put the C. Defenseman labeled by D here, if you don't know. So drop some comments. There's one here, which looks pretty cool. Looking at it quick, definitely drop some comments on what you think your lineup would look like. Maybe come up with a couple different ones. I'm sure we will. I know I could come up with multiple different ones. So this is what we'll be discussing into, or diving into, I should say, on next week's pod. So I'll leave this up on the screen. You can pause and screenshot and write it down and whatever you want to do. But this is what we'll dive into next week. Looking forward to that.
I'm looking forward to it too. And there's definitely, this is another thing that we might, be a recurring thing from time to time if we see one that we find intriguing. I know a bunch of different sports, leagues and outlets and stuff are, posting whatever content they can to keep people, sane during this time. So I'm sure a lot of people will be posting kind of stuff similar to this, and maybe tag us in something if you want us to do it, or something we stumble across also that we think would be good for the podcast to just talk about. And both of us big sports fans, so sure. Other stuff, I don't know, it could be
other stuff too. If you guys see it, like Austin said, comment, tag us in it. We will do it, just like the questions you guys will ask. we'll do it. We'll post it up on here, give you that shout out that you well deserve, and we'll touch on it. I mean, something I thought of was maybe not a Mount Rushmore, but like looking at this, like a list of actors and actresses, and you got to pick like
your cast.
So you got to pick a cast of like 3 or 4 or something like that for your movie, the Nisto Bros movie. Who plays Austin Nisto drinks and Michael Nisto eats? Nobody say Post Malone or you're blocked. You're reported and you're blocked, okay? And I know I just said it and I put it out there and some jokester's going to do it. Mark my words, you reported and blocked from the Nisto Bros of life. Heated. You know what? Shout out to Facebook, though, for, you know, who's your, like, lookalikes, all that stuff. Never once, can you hear me? Never once got Post Malone. So, I'm getting heated. Take it away, bro, before I go ape.
Yeah, so thank you all for tuning in, right, for episode 2 of the #Nisto Bros podcast. We appreciate you guys. I know we've shouted it out 100 times already, but at Dunkston_Donuts, at Nisto Eats, at #Nisto Eats on Instagram, TikTok, you'll find us.
It's going to be
yeah, and comment, suggestion, like, share,
definitely
send it to your aunt and your grandma and your grandpa.
Yeah, teach your
cousin.
Gramps. Yeah, teach your Gramps how to make an Instagram or a TikTok, and then just be, you know what, Gramps, just fine. Just let me take it over. You know, at grandma this, at grandpa this, and at Grandma Phyllis on Instagram. If I see that as a follower, I'm gonna love it. I'll follow you back.
Yeah.
If I see at Grandma Phyllis, subscribe, follow. But yeah, we love you guys. Appreciate all the support. Keep those questions rolling in. Tag us and stuff like this you see on the screen, or if you have some ideas on like I said, a Mount Rushmore thing or top 3 tier thing, send it to us. We'll get to it. So love you guys. Peace, love, eat,
drink,
pod. Listen. How do I stop this now?